There's my mom and Catherine and Cam and Sage and Samir. Okay. Okay. It's still recording. Okay. Let's try this again. For the past 130 years, women have been fighting for the same basic human rights as men. The term feminism was first used in 1890 to describe the movement of women fighting for their basic human rights, such as the ability to vote and equal pay. Today, women are still fighting for their equal rights, and that is exactly what Emma Watson is doing in her He for She campaign. In September of 2014, Emma Watson spoke to the United Nations as the UN Women Goodwill Ambassador about gender inequality. During her speech, Watson talked about the purpose of this new feminist campaign, the perception of feminism today, and why being a feminist is still important. Let's begin by introducing who Watson is to the world. Emma Watson is best known as playing Hermione Granger in the 8 Harry Potter films. She also has had roles in movies such as The Perks of Being a Wallflower and is going to be the newest Belle in the latest adaptation of Beauty and the Beast, set to be released in 2017. Watson recently graduated from Brown University in May of 2014, and in July of the same year was anointed as the UN Women Goodwill Ambassador. As the ambassador, she has traveled to Zambia and Bangladesh to promote education for girls. According to her address at the United Nations, Watson believed that gender inequality is still important because no country in the world can say that they have achieved gender equality. We live in a world today where men are not free to express themselves emotionally, and women cannot expect the same pay as men for the same work. Because of this, Emma Watson addressed one of the largest problems with feminism today. The word feminism is usually associated with radical, man-hating views. The perception of feminism has morphed from fighting for equal rights to being unattractive and aggressive, and women today do not want to be a part of it. According to her speech, Watson started her He for She campaign because she wanted men to take up the mantle so that their sisters, daughters, and mothers can live in a world free from prejudice, and so that their sons have permission to be vulnerable and human too, reclaiming those parts of themselves they abandoned, and in doing so, be a more complete version of themselves. Watson believes that gender equality cannot be achieved without the help of both genders, and that gender equality is not a one-sided fight. She believes that being a feminist is still important in today's world because the rate of equality that is in the world now, it will be 100 years before any significant change is made. And Watson wants to fight for change now instead of waiting for change to happen later. Specifically, Watson wanted to better society with this speech by showing that gender equality is not a thing of the past, but something that still occurs in cultures throughout the world. But with every movement for equality, whether it be for gender, race, or the right to get married, there will be opposition. Public figures such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Ellen DeGeneres receive threats for their work for their causes. Watson has experienced this firsthand in a quote on the Wrap stating, "The minute I stepped up and talked about equality, women's rights, I was immediately threatened." If a campaign is making a significant change in the world, there will always be people that are opposed to that change. This proves how Watson's campaign and speech are promoting the betterment of society. In closing, Emma Watson is a wonderful person who wants to use her unique platform to better the world. Watson is striving to make both genders feel like they have equal rights. With her He for She campaign, Watson is inviting everyone into the conversation and into the fight for equality. Thank you.